Thank you, Denise. Our next speaker is Amy Bachman. Amy is Director for Procurement and Sustainability at DC Central Kitchen here in Washington, D.C. Amy, please.
All right, thank you. Thanks. Hi, everybody. As you said, my name is Amy Bachman. I'm the Director of Procurement with DC Central Kitchen. So we're the local one in the room. DC Central Kitchen has been around for just hit 30 years this year. And so our mission is to fight hunger differently. We were founded with the premise that waste is wrong, whether it be food or whether it be people. And so what we seek to do and what really our initial work was taking food that otherwise would get thrown away, from grocery stores and wholesalers and farms and restaurants, and bringing that all to a central space, where we then use that food as a tool to train men and women who were coming out of homelessness or prison to help them get jobs. Going back to that sort of, food is never going to solve hunger idea, we wanted to look at ways that we could flip the switch and utilize food as a way to train people and realize that, educating people and helping them to get jobs is the best way to do that. So fast forward, 30 years, our work has greatly expanded. We do, recover food every day, and we bring it to that central space. And our training program has trained hundreds of men and women in our culinary program. But we've also really delved into how can we then create more jobs for our graduates. And that's really developed our social enterprise. So in addition to recovering food and providing meals to shelters, we are also a large social enterprise that consists of our contract with DC Public Schools. So we do 8,000 school meals every day, purchase food, but meals that are going into elementary schools and middle schools across the city. Additionally, we run a catering company to work to provide more opportunities for our graduates to find work, as well as a program called Healthy Corners that seeks to bring healthy, nutritious food into corner stores in mostly Ward 7 and 8, which are the most food desert and sort of impoverished areas of the city. But going back to our food recycling program and kind of the heart of what we're talking about today, and most of what my work gets to be, we partner with all different types of companies around the city. We work mostly now with wholesalers, places like Cisco Baltimore or Coastal Sunbelt, to recover produce and meat and dairy products that they otherwise wouldn't be selling. Products that might be nearing their expiration, or just might, not have a buyer for it. So many different reasons where product can kind of fall through the cracks. And so we're able to recover that food and bring it back to our kitchen. We also work with grocery stores. We work with farmers markets, restaurants. We do a program in the summertime called gleaning, which is an old word, which sort of means recovering food from the farm. So speaking to that farm loss that we all know is such a big part of this issue, we seek to bring volunteers to farms to physically harvest the food that otherwise, farmers themselves wouldn't pick. Sometimes it's for cosmetic reasons. Other times, it's a pick your own farm, and people tend to knock off apples when they go to pick that perfect one, and 5 fall on the ground. And so we come by the next day and get all those fallen apples and make applesauce, or send them out as a healthy snack. About half of the product that we bring into the kitchen is produce. That's definitely a huge part of what we do. And we do, as much raw unprepared product as we can, since we are cooking with the meals. And what we've realized in recent years is, in the beginning of DC Central Kitchen's work, we worked a lot with restaurants. We worked a lot with prepared, catered food, and we've realized in recent years, since we are cooking from scratch, that food's really challenging to deal with. And we started monitoring our own internal waste and figuring out what are we not able to use. And so we've actually started partnering with other organizations in the city, one of them being Food Rescue US, which is a really cool organization that utilizes volunteers to actually pick up mostly prepared food and bring it directly to agencies that serve in-house. And that's allowed us to actually reduce our own internal food waste and make sure that a really important part of the food waste puzzle is getting to where it needs to be and realizing kind of what piece we have to play. In addition, due to our large social enterprise, we are a major food business. We buy a lot of food and we produce a lot of meals. And so internally, we're looking really closely at what we do. How can we understand what we might be wasting at the schools? What can we do better to make sure our kids are eating all the food that we provide to them? And so that's been a big piece of our work. Finally, I just do want to note our national program. It's called the Campus Kitchens Project. that's sort of our program on the road, where we train college students to recover food from their campus cafeterias to then produce meals throughout their community. It's actually how I got my start. I was a student at Wake Forest University and started recovering food there, and then really just haven't looked back. But it's a great way for us to really bring this model to the rest of the country and really get our youth involved in that work. So thank you all.